Good job.
That doesn't
But
work.
you were impressed.
I don't know, 'cause
I am
it's still
impressed.
switching.
I knew you
Go
were.
ahead.
Oops, this is on.
All right. Now that everybody's all logged in and ready to go, we'll go ahead and call this Tooele City Planning Commission meeting to order. This Wednesday, July 12th, 2023, the hour 7 p.m. First item on our agenda is a Pledge of Allegiance. If you all please rise and remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Number 2 on our agenda is a roll call. Commissioner Hammer.
Here.
Commissioner Proctor. Here. Commissioner Sloan. Here. Commissioner Robinson. Here. Commissioner Jensen. Here. Commissioner Goches.
Present.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I am also here. Let's recognize Commissioners Dunn, Council Members Manzione and Hanson, and staff members Agard and Hanson in here tonight with us. Oh, and Baker. Rogers here too, so recognize him as well. All right, number 3 on our agenda here is a public hearing and a recommendation on a zoning map amendment regarding a request to reassign the zoning designation by Wagstaff Investments, LLC, for approximately 2.0 acres located at 602 West 3 O'Clock Drive from the existing zoning designation of MR12 multifamily to GC General Commercial. Mr. Agar.
Thank you, Commissioners. So you're probably familiar with this property as the land use map amendment came before you about a month ago. And this is the follow-up to that application. And this is the request to change the zoning map instead of just the land use map. So the property is highlighted in red on the aerial photograph. It sits on the northwest intersection of 3 O'Clock Drive and SR 36. There's a church meeting house located to the west of it, with some single-family residential located to the west, and then vacant properties to the north and to the south. And then we have some rural residential located across the street. The property is currently zoned MR12 multifamily residential, which is a multifamily zone which encourages or requires the construction of townhomes and apartment buildings and other higher density residential uses. As I mentioned, the general plan, the land use element of the general plan was recently amended to community commercial. The community commercial designation requires 2 zones for commercial, the first being, or one of them being the neighborhood commercial zone. The neighborhood commercial is pretty much what the name indicates. It is commercial uses that are utilized by neighbors, the neighborhood. Things such as daycares, personal services, smaller commercial activities that cater to those that live in the area. The general commercial zone is also recommended by the community commercial designation. The general commercial is the city's largest commercial zoning designation, and it has a wide range of general commercial activities, personal services, business and professional offices, retail, food services, uses that we see prevalent throughout the city. The applicant is requesting that the zoning map be changed to general commercial. As you know, the applicant wants to construct a Holiday Oil convenience store with gasoline services on the property. They prefer the general commercial because the general commercial permits a car wash. The neighborhood commercial does not. So they are requesting the general commercial zone. In similar fashion to the land use map amendment, you'll note that there is the property to the north, the MR12. We would encourage the Planning Commission to recommend to the City Council, if they forward a positive recommendation, to include that parcel in the zoning map amendment to general commercial. That will help that parcel develop as a commercial parcel and give it more likelihood of development than as an isolated, smaller MR12 parcel. So that's entirely up to you, but that's an encouragement from staff. We'd like to see that. And that would be compliant with the general plan. This item does require a public hearing. I did send out notices to the property owners within 200 feet. We did get one visitor.
She's not here for that.
I did not receive any comments or any feedback in regards to this application. So that's what's being requested by the applicant. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those questions for you.
I'm surprised. That's okay. All right, let's bring this back to the commission for questions or comments for staff. That's pretty straightforward. All right.
Actually, one quick one.
Yes, go ahead. Commissioner Sloan.
With your permission, can I speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I'm certainly not opposed to this development, but one of the questions that was asked previously was traffic, what it does on that road. Just to remind the Planning Commission that we do have two traffic studies, one that was done for the multifamily homes and one for the convenience store station under the current proposal. As everyone suspects, it will increase traffic going into and out of that exit as people go in to accommodate the service station. However, this study will need to be submitted to UDOT, and UDOT will be the one that will oversee any improvements that may be required at that intersection in accordance with their standards. Again, I have full confidence and trust in UDOT that they will do the right thing, but just wanted to let you know that we do have two separate studies, and we'll be forwarding the update to UDOT when we actually have a site plan, and just to verify that the information is consistent.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner Sloan, you got a question?
I don't know if it's one, Andrew, that you can answer or not. As you mentioned in your remarks, that piece just directly to adjacent that we included in our last meeting as well. Any reason that the property owner himself wouldn't be amenable to us making that change?
Well, the only response I could offer in that regards is the property owner is Leisure Villas, and they are a residential developer. They tend to develop senior-type housing communities. And Holiday Oil is purchasing this property from them. Holiday Oil wouldn't have any need to develop the property to the north.
Okay.
I don't think Leisure Villas is going to either because they don't have the water for it. But that's pretty much all I can tell you in that regard.
Thank you.
All right, any more questions from the commission? All right, this does require a public hearing, so I'll go ahead and open the public hearing now. If you would, please approach the podium, write your name for the record, state your name for the audio record. Seeing no one approach, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing on this particular item and bring it back to the commission for any other further questions, comments, concerns. All right, I'll entertain a motion on item number 3 on our agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Commissioner Proctor.
I move we forward a positive recommendation to the City Council for Wagstaff Investments LLC Tooele South zoning map amendment request by Brent Neal representing Wagstaff Investments LLC, reassigning the zoning from MR12 multifamily residential to general commercial application P23-484 based on the findings and subject to conditions listed in staff report and to include the property to the north of it.
Okay, I've got a recommendation to approve, including the property to the north. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Sloan. Commissioner Hammer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Proctor.
Aye.
Commissioner Sloan.
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson.
Aye.
Commissioner Jensen.
Aye.
Commissioner Goches.
Aye.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I vote aye. This one passes 7-0. Moves us on to number 4 on our agenda is a decision on a conceptual condominium. I can't even talk tonight. Condominium plat proposed by Douglas Orthopedics located at 2321 North, 400 East, Suite 300 in the GC General Commercial Zoning District on 2.2 acres. Mr. Agard.
Thank you, Commissioners. You're all probably familiar with this property. I know I am. They've straightened out a few of my joints for me over the years. They are expanding their building. We have reviewed and approved a site plan that would expand the building to the north and also to the south in those large landscaped areas that you'll see. The owner, Dr. Douglas, wishes to, I'm getting ahead of myself really quick here. That's where the property is. It's highlighted in red next to 400 East. It's south of the Sherwin-Williams and then just adjacent to Main Street. And then the property is zoned general commercial, as are the surrounding properties with some industrial service. North Point Medical located across the street. The property owner Dr. Douglas wishes to expand that building, and he wishes to be able to sell those new spots, those new portions of the building off for private ownership. And in order to do that without actually subdividing the ground to create these strange lots, he's doing a condominium plat where they will own the interior space of the building and possibly the walls of the building, and Mr. Douglas would retain ownership of the land underneath. So the condo plat is the process whereby he would need to go to accomplish that. The process of a condominium plat requires a conceptual approval by the Planning Commission before we can officially review the condo plat. So that's what it's here for today, is just to run this by you, get your approval of the concept plan, and then we will commence review of the condo plat. These are usually fairly simple. They don't involve a lot of land issues. It's just really ownership of space. And yeah, so that's what he's asking for. If you have any questions, I can try and answer them for you.
All right, let's bring this back to the commission for questions or comments, concerns. Commissioner Sloan?
Memory serves, the last time we talked about the expansion to the north, if I remember right, we also, did we not stipulate that that fire lane on the east, or I'm sorry, on the west side of the building be red curbed and parking be kept off of that so that the fire department and other emergency vehicles could access that?
Yes, that sounds very familiar. Yeah, we talked about how they were parking back there.
Yeah,
They were
still-
blocking that lane. Part I'm drawing a blank on is I don't recall that site plan coming to Planning Commission. But that's a good point, and we did bring that to their attention, that you need to take care of that. And
For all I know, it wasn't this meeting. I go to enough stupid meetings, I heard it somewhere, but I think that's still kind of important. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
I would agree. I haven't driven down that lane. I'm not aware of what you're talking about, but I see the fire lane there. I don't know the width and everything.
We've
Right now,
talked
it's used
about it.
for
I don't know if it
employee
was,
parking.
I don't know if it was in Planning Commission or another venue, but it has been brought up, and we did bring that issue up with Mr. Douglas. And I don't know if he's reconciled that. I don't know if he's addressed it yet, because they're still parking back there.
I think it was pre-development meeting.
That's kind of what I was
Maybe
thinking
that's
I
too.
think it's pre-development.
Maybe that's
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
As long as the discussion was had and they're made well aware of it. Any other questions or comments?
But we will certainly bring it up again.
And that's nothing we need to put in the condition or anything tonight, right? It's just a decision to even look at this.
Yeah, I don't know if we can put it into a condition based upon a concept approval, but it may be something we can address when we go for formal approval later on.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I don't know, Roger, is that something that we can, Planning Commission can do as part of a condominium plat?
I think whatever the ordinance allows, you can address transportation, cross-access, and parking,
Yeah.
and all those things, certainly.
Yeah, and he's going to be writing up some declarations regarding sharing of the parking areas, cross-access easements, like you mentioned, maintenance of the landscaping plan. So that very well could be something that we could address when we do the formal approval.
Perfect. Sounds great to me. Any other questions? All right, this is a decision for us to move forward. With no further questions, I'll entertain a motion on item number 4 on our agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the conceptual condominium plat proposed by Douglas Orthopedic located at 2321 North 400 East in the GC Commercial Zoning District.
I got a motion to approve from Commissioner Robinson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And a second from Commissioner Jensen. Commissioner Hammer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Proctor?
Aye.
Commissioner Slow?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Commissioner Jensen?
Aye.
Commissioner Goches?
Aye.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I also vote aye. This one passes 7-0. Moves us on to number 5 on our agenda is the City Council reports.
Hello, everyone. I don't really have much. We had a pretty short meeting last week, but one thing we did approve was amending the table of uses in Chapter 716 of the City Code with, as far as accessory dwellings in the downtown general commercial area. We approved that change that you guys saw last time, and that was really the only thing on our meeting that applied, I guess.
Sounds good. Any questions for council?
Hope
You
you
guys
all
are
got to enjoy some July 4th of July
It
activities.
was most excellent.
Good time, always is. Thank you,
Thanks.
appreciate it. All right, moves us number 6 on our agenda here is a review and approval of Planning Commission minutes for the meeting held on June 28th, 2023. Are there any additions, corrections, anything we need to fix? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move we approve the minutes.
Motion to approve from Commissioner Jensen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Hammer. Commissioner Hammer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Proctor?
Aye.
Commissioner Sloan?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Commissioner Jensen?
Aye.
Commissioner Goches?
Aye.
I am Chairman Hamilton. I also vote aye. That one passes 7-0. Moves us on to number 7. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Yeah, we're adjourned. Thank you, guys.